There's a car wreck. There was a car wreck that just happened recently with serious injuries. You have Colorado State Patrol. They're investigating a single car crash that happened Friday night. So Colorado State Patrol, this is published March 27th, 2021, 4 days ago by KKTV, Costilla County. KKTV is reporting this. KKTV is about a Pueblo. So the Colorado State Patrol, they're investigating a single car crash that happened on Friday night. Today's Wednesday, so, all right, 5 days ago. And they said that a 2007 Dodge Ram was driven by 64-year-old Maclovio de Herrera of San Luis, and they were going southbound on Costilla County Road 21 when it went off the road. And then the car reportedly rolled 3 times and it landed on its side. That was when, you know, Tony Soprano got his nephew, right, Moltisanti. Christopher Moltisanti, because he flipped his SUV and then he said that he had drugs in his system. And they're going to have drugs in their system. They said alcohol and drugs are contributing factors in the crash. And they're saying it's under investigation. The passenger, 52-year-old Tracy Gonzalez of San Luis, was seriously injured. The driver and the passenger had to be extracted from the truck. They were both taken to the San Luis Valley Regional Medical Center for their injuries. This just reminded me of a story. I don't know, these people don't know the situation, and I hope everybody is okay. I don't want to hear anything bad happening to anybody. I hope that both of these 2 individuals are okay. But I wonder, I remember I was just trying to date this woman that it wasn't working. Basically, I'm trying to have a conversation with her, but I'm also lost, and I'm driving, and I'm trying to figure it out. And she's cold, and she wants the heat turned on, but I'm, you know, paying attention to the road, and she's like, how do I turn the heat on? And I'm supposed to, you know, play with the middle console while paying attention to the road and not being lost. And there's just a lot going on, and eventually, you know, I'm arguing, I'm distracted, and then I'm going to slam on the brakes. I'm going to careen through an intersection, and I'm going to go into a ditch, and then the neighboring farmer is going to get a chain and yank us out. But it was a bad relationship, so there was, you know, something that was bad that was happening inside that car at that time that eventually, I mean, that if there wasn't, talk about an omen, if there wasn't a clear warning sign, I don't know what it, you know, what it is. Yeah, that was a red flag for the relationship. Like, shit, you just wrecked, you know, you just fucking ran off the goddamn road. She's fucking stupid. She don't know how to turn a knob, and you're not having good conversations. She's not being empathetic. She don't give a shit that you're driving and that you're lost, and this is the reason why. So I just wonder, you know, if they had an argument. I don't know how great their, you know, 64-year-old Maclovio de Herrera, 52-year-old Tracy Gonzalez. They're 12 years apart. I guess in some respects I'm like assuming there's some sort of relationship. They could just be friends. But there was drugs, alcohol, and drugs were contributing factors. And just the idea of if they would have, you know, hit somebody else, or if they would have flipped their vehicle, their 2007 Dodge Ram, if they would have flipped it somewhere else. So I hope they, you know, are both okay. If they have relationship issues, I hope they get it worked out. Talk to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or some relationship advisor, some shit. If it has nothing, if I'm just, you know, if this has nothing to do with nothing, then hell, don't even. So yeah, hopefully Tracy Gonzalez, hopefully her serious injury, she's able to pull out of this. 64-year-old Maclovio de Herrera, hopefully everybody, you know, turns out to be fine and okay after all this. And if my, you know, my situation had something to do with this situation, learn from it. But if it has nothing to do with it, then, you know, it was just something. It just made me think of it, because it was like, is that a possibility? Is that what's happening here, or is there something else totally going? Maybe it's just a business, right? Maybe Maclovia, they're looking for land. They were doing a soil sample, and you know, they took some they smoked marijuana or whatever earlier, and that was the drugs that's in their system. But alcohol too. This is rural area, so there's less danger of them hitting other people, but it's still no excuse for. And they wrecked, so that's ultimately, you know. So yeah, hopefully Tracy Gonzalez of San Luis and Maclovio de Herrera of San Luis turn out to be okay. And Colorado State Patrol's contacting KKTV. Why don't we have any local media that would cover this stuff, you know, for us? And we don't need to, we're relying on KKTV to tell us what the hell is going on in our own backyard. Yeah, so there you go. Car crash in Costilla County.